All right, so we are painting a monochromatic landscape right now, and I've already got my colors ready to go on my palette. So you can see I'm using blue, black, and white, and then we're going to do different mixtures of blue and black, blue with black and white, and use our vocabulary from our notes to apply those techniques and these color mixtures to this monochromatic landscape painting. And once you've learned how to do this, then you can incorporate any color for blue. You would just replace it with the color of your choice: green, violet, orange, yellow, red, really any color that you can create, okay? And so the first thing we want to do is gradient number 1 from our notes. And gradient number 1 is this one right here, where it fades from blue to white. So we want to put blue in the top half, white in the bottom half, and then take that white and mix it up to blue, and then bring it down and mix it in the white. So it's a gradual change from blue to white. So any hue can go here. So if you want it to be red, then you would fade from red to white, okay? So we're trying to get two colors while they're still wet to blend and fade into each other. So I'm going to use a little bit of water on my brush. I'm going to pick up a good scoop of blue, and then I'm going to quickly paint back and forth all the way to my edges. Okay, I want to paint about halfway down the sky. I'm going to pick up a tiny bit more water, a little bit more paint. It's okay to paint off the edges because you've got your newspaper underneath, but you don't want to not paint the edges. Okay, tiny bit more water. I'm getting close to being about halfway down. Tiny bit more paint. It's okay to paint over the mountain because we're going to do other stuff to it anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going to quickly clean my brush, reshape it, make sure it's nice and flat. Remember, we're using a filbert brush so that it's straight on the sides. It can be flat and skinny, but it's rounded at the very tip. Okay, and then while the blue is still wet, now I'm going to get my chunk of white. Remember, I'm not dipping more than halfway up the bristles. I'm going to start at the very bottom. And notice I'm only going side to side. I'm not going up and down. This is representing the sky, and we want our sky lines to go side to side, not up and down. Okay, I'm going to let that fade and mix. Go all the way to your edges, cover your pencil lines, and then I'm going to get a tiny bit of water because I can feel it's not moving very well. And then I'm going to take that white paint that's still on my brush, and I'm going to blend it back and forth up into that wet blue paint. Get a tiny bit of water. I can feel the blue's already starting to dry. Come back down. Okay, come back down to the left, and then come back over on the right side, and keep letting that color. And now I'm holding my brush lighter so that that light blue, can keep fading down to a little bit of white. Nope, I pushed my brush too hard. That's okay. I'm going to keep going back up, and I'm going to come back down again. Okay, now I'm just kind of barely touching the paper, right? Letting those colors nicely fade into each other. I'm going to come back over here to this other side. Make sure it's nice and faded. Use a tiny bit of water. Make those blend a little bit better. And that is gradient number 1.